Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you, and let's get right on into it. Well, all right, folks, let's pull up the screen. We got mighty Ilus. We're going to do a little update, and Ilus did update the investors on the whole Ukraine situation, and they do a good job of keeping their investors up to date, so let's get into that. It says here, Ilus has chosen to provide a general update for its shareholders and interested parties. Said they continue to have a very strong position due to its current growing technology portfolio. They say current heightened tensions and conflict present an enormous opportunity for Ilus to seize the moment. Said they're well positioned to capitalize on increased defense spending with their products and solutions. Said Nick Link. They've talked about their recent acquisitions of Curve XR, which is a metaverse play, and then Vera Drones. We know there's a possible $60 million sale they're working on. It's in they're in discussions of pre-orders. And this is the one that I think everybody in Ilus wants to know about. It says, wishes to confirm that it's soon to be announced new manufacturing facilities in southeastern Europe are not negatively impacted by the conflict in Ukraine. The country has remained neutral, and Ilus does not foresee it changing this position. The manufacturing facilities are in a country which does not neighbor Ukraine or Russia. However, the production capabilities and location of the facilities, combined with the escalated tensions across Europe, are of benefit to Ilus. Both the Phase 1 and Phase 2 facilities are capable of manufacturing for emergency response, disaster management, and defense requirements in the Europe region and globally. Says their Phase 2 acquisition in the southeastern Europe is that of predominantly military vehicle and equipment manufacturer, with Ilus adding additional production lines for its firefighting vehicles, ambulance, and specialist vehicles. It says several European countries have already drastically increased their defense budget, including Germany, which rapidly approved a further $112 billion in its own defense spending. It says Ilus is supremely confident that it's on track for both immediate and sustainable growth. They also talked about how they operate in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, which is widely known as politically neutral. It says J.P. Backwell said, we wish to reassure our shareholders that the current economic uncertainty surrounding the Ukraine conflict and its continuous potential for rapid escalation actually increase our growth possibilities. We have spoken previously about our defense division, and fortunately our strategy in this area of the business means that we are well prepared and to capitalize in the defense requirements. And I think that's pretty important. That was a concern of mine because we've talked about their European deal that they're working on, and I was wondering if that would be affected by the Ukraine crisis. And it's really a shame that this has had to happen. Russia really had no business going in there, and they should have left them alone. But that's what Russia decided to do. And I'm not talking about the Russian people. I'm talking about the leadership in Russia. And it's really a shame and very unfortunate for Ukraine. And it's going to be unfortunate for Russia long term because this was a bad mistake. But that's what can you do? So anyway, I think that's important that Ilus got out in front of this. And by no means do I think they're happy about it. I think they're just saying, hey, we're prepared to deal with this, and we're in a good position. As we look at the stock, as you can see, it did bounce off that support we talked about of 11 cents. And I did buy this at 11 cents. I actually bought it twice, but one of my orders didn't go through. I'm still irked about that. The one in my regular account did. The one in my swing account did not. And guess what? If I'd have gotten my order through, which I should have, I put it above the asking price, I would be up 45, almost 50% right now. Not that I'm bothered by that.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious!
Yeah, unfortunately, it was serious, and I didn't get my dadgum order in. I have increased my position with Ilus quite a bit, but I really wanted that in my Roth. And I could be sitting right now deciding whether I want to take that 50% profit or I want to just wait. I probably would have waited, but I'd like to have that opportunity. So it is what it is. It's just part of trading when you're dealing with the OTC, and you've got to do a limit buy, and you got to put in an asking price, and you go right. And the reason that European deal is so important, it's number one, large facility, government contract, 1,300 staff. It's a more than $100 million deal. And I think that's one of the companies they'll be spinning into the NASDAQ, and one of the ways that'll happen. So, it's going to be a large company that they'll probably spin off, and it'll be in their balance sheet under their assets. So like I say, that's why that's so important. And we can go, I've gone over all this stuff so much. You know, they're working to get to 1 billion shares now, not under. They're working on another 9-figure acquisition in the United States. They're trying to uplist within 4 to 7 months. And I think that'll be through a spinoff, and that's with no reverse split. Their preferred and restricted shares are being used in acquisitions, which is pretty typical. We know about their water mist technology and their discussions with Tesla, and I just discussed the Vera drones possibility, which could be huge. So once again, they're getting out in front of stuff, which I think is really important. It speaks well to Nick Link and JP Backwell. They seem to be on top of things, and I'd like to see that continue. Now realize this is an OTC stock, and I practice the 10% rule. I don't put more than 10% of my portfolio in the OTC because it is so risky. It helps me sleep at night. But this is one of the stocks. This is probably, you know, it's kind of my number one right now in the OTC. It has been successful, and I see it eventually, hopefully, getting to $2. But, you know, we'll see how that plays out. But I still want to be very disciplined in my purchases, and I wanted it at 11 cents. So, you know, always do your own due diligence. You know, like I said, this isn't one man's opinion. And like I say, just don't forget the risk.
Message.
All right. Now, I had looked at my analytics, and I know I've got a bunch of Gen Zs that are watching this channel, you know, along with even some millennials. And I figured I would go ahead and communicate with you in your language. For the Gen Z folks, I want you to know that I know this market has been very cringe, and I'm trying to be your bestie right now and try to give you good information so you can help your fam. And I want you to know I understand things feel very sus right now, but if I get good information, don't worry, I'll pull up. So, you know, hopefully that helps the Gen Zs. And for the millennials, look, this market has been very toxic. I get that. And you probably feel like you've been kind of gaslit. I get that too. But look, when you get tired and you get tired of all these stocks, you can always go to your parents and get the money. It's not that big a deal. And what else? What have I forgotten? Oh, and here's your trophy. Thank you. All right. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate over that. But anyway, I did want to communicate with the Gen Z and the millennials too. And I'm not sure what generation I am. I'm not boomer. I guess Generation X or whatever, or the Pepsi I don't know, one of those generations. Anyway, all right, folks, and that's an Ilus update. Just want to kind of keep up with it. Like I said, I'm watching Ilus every day very closely. I'm trying to swing trade it when I can, and I've got a long position. I've actually doubled my holdings in Ilus over the last few weeks, and hopefully that'll pay off. You know, time will tell. If you like this kind of content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover Ilus. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead, hit that button. It won't hurt you. It's free. Anyway, I hope you did like the content. We'll see you next time on Mr. Frugal Investor.